Your shadow stretching on the floor while the sun gets low. I got a feeling that the glow deep inside my core needs to breathe to flow. We push it right on through. I know you need it too, because we have been working hard right from the very start. Who knew we'd get this far? But now it's time for us to stay out until it's late. We've come a long, long way, so we deserve it, mate. Call it a day and celebrate. Let's celebrate. Call it a day. Let's celebrate. Call it a day and celebrate. Let's celebrate. Call it a day. Let's celebrate. Call it a day.
We are celebrating. This is our month of celebration because we are celebrating another year in business. And today, I'm wondering if you have been writing email and sales copy and are feeling a little bit frustrated because perhaps you're not getting the results that you want, or perhaps even the results that you need. And you're wondering just what the heck is going on. If you've ever asked yourself that, then I have good news for you. Today, we're going to be sharing simple steps to getting more sales by writing emails in a certain way. And welcome. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Evie Diaz, and I am a strategic growth speaker here at Bizniversity.com. Now, Bizniversity.com, it's like university, except you drop the U and replace it with B-I-Z. And today I do have a guest that's going to be sharing with us a little bit of herself and her copy. And by the way, if you're out there and you would like to have your email or your sales copy reviewed by me, please feel free to reach out to me, because I'm going to be reviewing and doing hot seats here live next Wednesday at 2 p.m. again. So if this is your first time, check out what we're doing today. And by all means, please consider joining us next week, because we would love to be able to help you with your email sales copy. And before we get started, and before we bring on our special guest, what I like to do is share with you a few of the notes that I put together to share with you. And I hope that you can feel free to either put some comments in the chat if you like. Please feel free to do that, as well, of course, as take notes. So first of all, want to make sure that you're seeing my PowerPoint. And yes, I always like to use PowerPoint because I'm a visual person and I want to make sure that you are seeing what I'm teaching. Now, first of all, you may be wondering, why did I title today's free live stream talking about there being a certain way? Well, perhaps you may be familiar with the book, The Science of Getting Rich. It's a book that was written many years ago, and it is a powerful book for transforming your mindset. And although today we're not going to be focusing on mindset, I do want to congratulate all of you who are entrepreneurs and perhaps even salespeople out there, because you do have to have a strong, powerful, and positive mindset to be in business and do what we do each and every day. Now, if you are struggling with staying motivated, inspired with sales, with your business, then by all means, go ahead and Google The Science of Getting Rich, because I believe that you will learn and will be inspired to do better and be better in your business and in your endeavors in your life. And in the science of getting rich, I took out this quote about a certain way. And it says, there are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. And once these laws are learned and obeyed by anyone, the person will get rich with mathematical certainty. Well, I definitely like that. And I really like that book that has been read by millions of people all around the world. And just like there's a science of getting rich, there is also a science of writing emails and sales copy in a certain way. And today I'm going to be sharing three steps to writing emails that should be written in a certain way if you want to convert clients. And so these three steps to writing emails in a certain way, I'm going to be sharing a very specific copywriting formula that is currently being used by many seven-figure entrepreneurs, copywriters, and marketers like me throughout the world. And before we get to that, just because it might just be your first time either watching live or the replay, I want to make sure you know who I am. As I said, I am Evie Diaz, strategic growth speaker at Bizniversity.com. And I am proud to say that I'm also a certified virtual presenter, as well as I am certified in NLP. That's neuro linguistic programming. And I mentioned this to you today because these tools help me to be better and do better at what I'm doing. And also because it is part of what I teach people in our sales camp, which, by the way, we are currently running a sales camp here at Bizniversity.com. And yes, it is live. And yes, you can still join because we do have the replays available for you in our Bizniversity site. So I encourage you to check out the site, Bizniversity.com, for more information, as well as, of course, feel free to write some comments in the comments section. Furthermore, I have been teaching and practicing email marketing for over 14 years. And that all happened when I became certified by one of the biggest email marketing providers in the nation, Constant Contact. And that was over 14 years ago. And since then, I've been getting certified each and every year. I continue training. And of course, I continue doing email marketing for myself and for my company. For many years, I actually was doing this for clients through my marketing company. Today, I love teaching people just like you, just like me, how to do it so they can do it for themselves, as well, of course, as marketing departments and sales departments in organizations and companies that want to hire me to help their teams do this successfully. Now, here is the actual copy that I shared on social media about today's free training. And this is what I wrote. You may feel that creating emails that convert clients and increase your sales results is difficult. You need an email marketing strategy that will work for your business. But most of the time, you may be struggling to even get one email out. Perhaps you are so stuck that you continue sending out the same couple of emails, praying that you will get the responses and sales you want, only to be disappointed by your lack of results. In this live strategic growth seminar today, I'm going to teach you simple steps to getting more sales by writing emails in a certain way. This strategy will help you write compelling emails that will help you attract more sales, more leads, and boost your sales. And so I went on and shared a little bit more. What I want to do now is share with you what exactly I did in order to be able to share this sales copy. And number one, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, there are several different copywriting formulas being used by copywriters like me throughout the world. And yes, I do have two favorite ones. This is my second to first favorite. In other words, I do have one that I prefer even more than this one, but I wanted to keep it simple to three steps. So today I'm going to just share this one. So, first of all, it's called the PAS formula, the PAS copywriting formula. And this is important for you because, for example, I want to just explain what brought me here, other than our ongoing sales camp, where I am teaching speakers, authors, coaches, online content creators how to create emails that sell. I have been receiving several emails from several people that are exactly the same emails. And I'm wondering, have you in your inbox noticed that some people continue sending you the same emails over and over and over again? Well, if you are that someone that is doing that, I want to please ask you not to do that, because people may be unsubscribing, people will not like it, and more likely than not, you may not be getting the results that you want or need. I want to encourage you to write new copy, even if you have to repurpose that copy. That's right, you heard me correctly. So, the copywriting formula is P for accurately identify the problem, A for agitate the problem, and S for solve the problem with your product or service. Now, I wanted to share that with you because I'm getting ready to bring up our guests. And Vidya, just to make sure that you want to make sure that you show your video if you're listening out there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second and I'm going to bring my guest today. And let me just bring her up and let me just make sure that we're side to side. There you are. Welcome.
Hi, thank you, Evie, for having me. I think I've been extremely courageous showing up here because I have zero copywriting experience.
Well, first of all, let me just say thank you for being brave. Okay. And thank you for joining me because it's always a lot more fun to do a video with someone than to do it alone. So thank you. That's first of all. Secondly, why don't you? I'm going to mute myself because I heard a little echo. I want to make sure that you formally introduce yourself. So tell us who you are, your positioning statement, and anything else you would like us to know about you.
Hi, yes, thank you, Evie. I'm Vidya Raman, and I work with organizations that want to solve their employee retention problem. My programs are founded on one belief, and that one belief is an empowered employee is the only way to unlock the problem of employee retention. I deliver high energy presentations. I'm a professional speaker, and my job is to share insights and excite people to come back to work. So that's my current role, but I have over 25 years of corporate experience. I think I have lived experiences. So I'm also a lifelong learner. So I've learned a lot and I want to share that with the world. That's my new mission. But I'm very new to my business. So that's why I'm here, Evie, because I haven't done this before.
I hear, I don't know if the mic is not close to you, but it's breaking. I don't know if you have another mic or you have earbuds that you can put on
Uh, I
because,
don't, I don't have. Maybe I was shaking while I was speaking, but I'm using my laptop's microphone, not an external microphone.
okay. Okay.
Is it
Yeah.
better now?
For
Is
some
it better
reason,
now?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Is it better now?
No, there is a cracking. I don't know if it's like,
Okay.
it feels like a cave or something.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch out my microphone. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to remove you and I'll continue doing training and then I'll bring you back on.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. So let me just go ahead and share the copywriting method again and how we can use that. First of all, you might have noticed that when I shared a little bit about my copy today, I began with the P. I accurately identified the problem. Then the A, I agitated the problem, meaning I spoke a little bit more about that problem that you may be having. And then thirdly, the S is for solve the problem. I indicated that you can solve that problem by joining us today. And I want to make sure that you're getting that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. Number one, the first step, you may feel that creating emails that convert clients and increase your sales results is difficult. That was the problem, right? Now, the A is for agitate. And I agitated that problem by saying, but most of the time you may be struggling to get even one email out. Remember I shared that? And I wrote a little bit more, but I just want you to get like the gist of it. And then the solution, this strategy will help you write compelling emails that will help you attract more leads and boost your sales. In this training, you will learn how to write content using one of the copywriting formulas that many seven-figure copywriters use. So you see what I did there? I shared, like I said, I shared the problem, right? I agitated the problem and then I shared the solution. So it's very important that we do this. And of course, only if we want to get more people responding to our sales pages on our website, to our call to action, and of course, to our emails. So I know that there were quite a few people that wanted me to do a live hot seat. What that is where you come live, share your email or your sales page. I'm going to allow a sales page, even though this is more for email. And if that is you, I'm putting my email down below so that you can ask me and request to have your email copy reviewed by me. And if you want to join us here, also make sure that you say that it's okay to join us live here on our Bizniversity broadcast, where we're broadcasting live to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Now, let me go ahead and add Vidya back in the stream. Welcome back.
Hi, I hope I've switched my microphone. Is that better? Okay.
That is so much better.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about where you are right now with your copy. Let's talk first about email and then in general, if you wouldn't mind sharing where you are today.
Okay. So at this point, I haven't done any outreach based on email. So not a single email sent out yet. Since I'm so new to the business, I've been relying on social media, primarily LinkedIn, to get my message out. And I share my wins out there. And I also post blogs out there. So that's the extent of my outreach. I want to move to email because everybody
Okay.
talks about email marketing being the thing. And I'm like, I want to learn more. And besides email, the other thing I would love to learn from you, Evie, is this whole sales copy concept. I've never been in sales, so I don't know this, but I want to know how to, and I loved your little 3-step program, and I can so see how defining the program, agitating the program would help. I don't know how to attract people to these workshops. I'm a John Maxwell certified coach. I would love to bring people in. The last time I tried to offer that on LinkedIn, I got 9 people signing up, and I was disappointed because practically some of them did not even show up on that day. So obviously they may have been attracted enough, but not enough to stay on. So
Okay.
I need guidance on how to make it persuasive enough to bring people in.
Thank you. And I'm sorry that I had to stop because I was trying to remember everything you said, and you said a lot. So first of all, How is LinkedIn working for you overall with your branding and getting people's attention and growing your list?
It's I don't even know what to compare it to. So I do see these impression numbers that I watch and monitor. I don't know if that's good or bad. So at this point, given that I have no leads, I'm thinking not so great.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing and for being honest. Secondly, what is your strategy? What is your plan? What is your desire, goal, and or intention when you're on LinkedIn? And how do you propose that you're going to attract clients to you?
Okay, so I just want some visibility, exposure, increase my SEO score. These are the things I'm just learning, by the way. So I just want enough people to know that I'm a keynote speaker. I'm also a coach, and I help people with their personal development. That message is what I'm trying to get out there by posting, pretty deep topic analysis from
Yes.
rejection to confidence. But I don't know how much it's better than what it used to be, but
Yes.
it needs to grow a lot more.
Okay. So let me, if may I do a little bit of coaching here? Okay,
Okay.
awesome. So here's what I'm going to suggest. So for me, I'm going to show you what I do and what I believe. For me, I only leverage these social media platforms to really impact and reach more people. And you mentioned that you've never been trained in sales or you don't know about sales. Well, the reason why I decided to do the summer sales camp this summer, which by the way, it's going on now and it is live, but anyone can join because we do have the replays available for everyone. And also, well, because it's still going on live, and you get the benefit of doing things like this live with me and the rest of the members. And it is limited to a few people because we do go and review your copy and we help you with as many things, including not just the sales copy, but practicing when we have one-on-one sessions with people, how to really influence them to really decide to hire you. And let me just say that I do not, this is my disclaimer, I do not consider myself a salesperson in the traditional way, or a sales trainer rather. In other words, that is not my expertise. But I've been in business for over 14 years, and I like to think about it as sales, as sharing, serving, solutions. So when I think about it, and that's just a little reframe, kind of psychologically playing with my own mind, because it helps me and it makes me feel that I have something that I can help someone achieve something they want. So I share this with you because I believe that that could help you. And furthermore, when we are talking about social media, well, we were in a meeting today and the presenter talked about how unreliable social media is. And interestingly enough, I've always heard stories like that, meaning I hear many people have been booted out or lost their groups. And in truth, social media does not belong to us. While social media is great, and we're actually live streaming now to 3 different channels, and I love it and I'm grateful. You need to grow your community offline. And what I mean by that is with email. And yes, you heard me call it community because I truly believe that you want to think about it as just not a list like we used to think in the olden days. Let's think about an email community. And then you want to think about it as you want to attract. I love that you used the word attract, the right fit client. And because you want to impact, especially as speakers that we are with our message, we want to make sure that we don't leave people hanging. In other words, we want to take that conversation to a deeper level. So when you're just posting, and yes, I have seen your post on LinkedIn, and they're very good. And you do get people responding, which is great, by the way. Congratulations. And you want to engage people further into that. You want to communicate at a deeper level. And I believe that the best way you can do that is by asking them to come off the LinkedIn platform. And it may be by you sharing your automated calendar. I believe a lot of marketing automation, and nowadays we have so much that we can leverage for free, and or offering them something like a little free preview, like Vidya, for example, today. This free preview I'm offering because I want to let people see what I do, how I do it inside the sales camp, so that people that may not know about me, my solutions, can be aware that I'm very familiar with the problem of not attracting clients, of not attracting them with your content. And because of that, oh, and also of not liking sales. And because of that, I decided to create this sales camp. And one last thing, because I want to get your thoughts on what I just shared. I'm also one of the people from many people that for over 14 years, we keep saying the summer is slow and we don't get sales in the summer. All S words. I love alliteration. And I said, wait a minute, that cannot be our truth. We must say the summer is sensational and we're having sensational summers because we're still selling and still making money, still attracting more clients and growing our business. What do you think about that?
Oh, I love that. I love that. And honestly, when you're in business on your own, there is no summer off. You're always working on it. And maybe that's the perfect time, quiet time, when people are not paying attention, to grab their attention, your future clients. So, yes, I do understand that whole bring them in, showcase it, to then get them committing to the program. I see that whole formula and that flow.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just a professional. There's a word, I don't know who was it that came up. A professional conversationalist, or I forget, I don't know which of these top speakers from years past used to say, I actually think it was the gentleman, I'm forgetting his name right now, that came up with the psychology of selling. Yeah, it was that, the psychology of selling. I forget who was it, that Brian Tracy. I had to
Oh,
Google
yes.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Brian Tracy has the psychology of selling, which actually I've also been teaching and training some of his work inside of our sales camp. And he says that if we're not sharing or selling and moving people forward into a deeper relationship with us, and I love the word relationship, then we're doing a disservice. Also, then we're just professional talkers, meaning we love to talk, but we're not enhancing the lives of others because they're not moving forward. And unfortunately, we may not be moving forward either.
Agreed, agreed, agreed. I love that. You're right. You want them, you want all your relationships that you build, you want it to endure, so that you can keep serving them with different products. That's how I see it. But I'm still at the infancy of my endeavor.
And I mentioned something, and this is an idea for you and anyone watching who may be like you. One of the tools that I love to use now, and believe me, I did not like to use, is what I'm calling an automated calendar. And there are many of those. And do you have one, by the way?
Yeah, I've just started on Calendly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the most popular ones. This one that I use, I love it, and it's free also. And I do have the free version. And you know what, Vidya? I didn't like to use it before because I was like, oh, that means I'm constantly having to look who's going to book themselves and what have you. But you know what? I love automation and I love the fact that, yes, I am allowing people to book themselves. And yes, I love connecting. One of my partners in our upcoming Sales Made Easy conference is Don King. And he always says connection before content. And I like that because, yes, we do have to connect with people. And yes, you can leverage content to connect. And one of the best ways that I know how to do that is one of the things that I teach in our sales camp, which is understanding the buyer's journey. Now, are you familiar with the buyer's journey?
No, not, but I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there is a 7-step buyer's journey, and it correlates with the fact that research shows that it takes about 7 touches for you to take someone from not knowing you to loving you. So perhaps you may be familiar with the shortened version of the buyer's journey, which is what they call the know, like, and trust factor.
Hmm.
Know, like, and trust. So
Yes.
what that says is, I met you today, right? And I can't tell you right off the top that I absolutely love and adore you. And let's do whatever we need to be together forever as clients, as friends, whatever, because we just met. So we need to develop and nurture a relationship, which is why I love email marketing, because I believe that it is, when done correctly, one of the most powerful ways to really nurture a long lasting business relationship. And by the way, Vidya, I am not the only one that says that. A few weeks ago, and I'll send you the video if you like, and you could find it in our YouTube page. I share the latest research. I think it was actually last week. I've been doing so much training that I forget. I think it was actually last week. We did a training on the latest research on digital marketing. And the latest research shows that by far, email marketing is the most powerful, most cost effective form of marketing for you and me.
Mhm.
The most powerful, based on research on return on marketing investment and overall growth of a company. And they had individual small business owners like you and I, and they also, of course, ask marketers from big companies. So email marketing is the place for you and me right now, wherever you are, because I know you said you're working on your website too, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And where are you with your website right now?
So I do have a good stopgap measure because I'm a John Maxwell certified coach. I'm leveraging their website. I have my own personal page, a content page, which is very useful to put everything in there, from videos to pictures to testimonials. But I am getting started on writing that pre-flight thing, writing what I need on my website. I'm hoping by mid 2023 I have my personal website. That's my target.
Perfect. And so are you ready to share what you have? Can you share with us
You
here?
know, I'm kind of a little embarrassed, but after I heard about this program this afternoon, I quickly put together something to sell. And I don't even know what you would consider this, but I'm trying to get people to sign up for a John Maxwell group coaching. I put something together. It's not an email, so I don't even know if it's appropriate. Should I just
Yes.
share that? Okay.
Yes, please. Let me just I think you could share. Tell me if you can share, or I have to stop sharing, I think. Okay, there we go. I stopped sharing.
Okay, I'm
Now you can
sharing.
share. And yeah, because I just invited you, because next week we're going to have a different guest, and I appreciate the fact that you jumped in, so I thank you for that. And yeah, I'll review your sales copy. Now,
Oh, wait. Oh, you can see it, right? You could see that.
I
Okay.
can't see it yet. No, you're not
Oh,
sharing.
I'm not familiar with StreamYard, and that could be my
Okay, look at the
problem.
bottom and you
Okay.
see that there's several buttons.
Okay.
It says mute, stop cam. There is one that says share.
Okay. I'm just going to try this. Okay. I'm going to try again. I'm sorry. This could be. So I'm doing a share, and I said share screen,
Hmm.
hitting share screen, and then I'm sharing the PDF. Or you can't see it, huh?
No, I can't see it.
Okay. So entire screen. Okay. I don't know why it's. Okay, sorry, this may not be working because I never done StreamYard here. So let
No
me
worries.
the share. trying one more time and then we give up on this.
Okay.
Share and share a screen. And okay, so maybe it's not shares. Okay. Maybe a window. Yeah, this may not work.
Okay, no worries. Let me just bring up what I was sharing because I do want you to use this one. There are several copywriting methods, by the way. This
Mhm.
just happened to be one of two that I prefer, as I said before, and also one that I consider relatively simple. So, when writing sales copy, so Vidya, this is for email as well as your sales copy. So, this could be something that you might want to screen share and I mean, take a
Capture, print screen. Yep.
picture, yeah,
Yeah,
capture
I have that.
because I want to make sure that you go back to your copy and take a look at that. So at the very top, you want to think about the problem. And by the way, so one of the ways that I teach and that I do this is usually by asking questions. And I'll go over my copy again so you see how I used it in sales copy, which is actually great because that's what you have, right? You have sales copy.
Yes.
So I'll go over it again so that you can review and hopefully that'll help you. And of course, you know, the replay is available, so you could always watch the replay. So, number one, you want to identify the problem, their problem. Number two, agitate. And number three, solve. So, having that, does that help you a little bit to see how you're going to come up with your sales copy?
Right. So yes, I can. Could you explain when you say agitate the problem, is it expose the problem? Like give an example. Is that what agitate the problem means?
Yes, that's what I'm going to show you right now. I
Okay.
move back and I meant to move forward. Okay, so the P, right? So this is what I wrote for today. This you may feel that creating emails that convert clients and increase your sales is difficult. There you go. A lot of people may feel that. Now, what I do when I'm writing is I use a lot of my neuro linguistic programming, understanding the psychology of selling and how we learn. So there are different things that I'm using here, right? The problem, according to this copywriting formula, is what? What do you see? What is the problem that I'm addressing that most people have?
The biggest problem is they can't convert clients and increase their sales. Yeah.
Correct. And then let me see if I put the whole thing here. Okay, so then that's it, correct. And then the next step, right? I'm going to agitate, but most of the time you may be struggling to even get one email out. So you yourself said that you're not doing email, right? So what is the problem here?
Yeah. That nobody's finding the time to get those emails out.
Right. But it's even deeper than that. Psychologically, if we look at that, is fear. It's
Yes.
fear. Because I have helped many authors who write fabulous books and do not know how to write sales copy. As a matter of fact, I was invited to a conference to be a speaker on telling them and teaching them how to write content that converts because they had great books and kept writing books, but they weren't selling them. So the biggest problem is fear, right? And yes, we all throw in, I don't have the time. But in truth, when you think about the simplicity of this formula, you do have the time. What you don't have the time is to continue promoting something and not getting people to show up. Because then what are you in business for?
Yeah.
Right?
It's
So,
hard. It's hard.
well,
It's yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's the fear. You're absolutely right. And by the way, I'm getting so much better at this, but there is that fear, like, nobody's paying attention, and you can't convert. It's like you're showing up, you're being vulnerable, but that fear of rejection is what's probably holding you back. You just don't want to put yourself out there.
Well, let me just say, I am so grateful that you share that because that is another aspect that I go through and I help people during our summer sales camp. And the reason why I do that is because fear is something that many people feel. right? And so it's you've heard that saying that says false evidence appearing real, right? You've heard that, right?
Yes, yes.
And so what I decided to do for the summer sales camp, and let me see if I can share it here. Tell me if you can see that. Fabulously and enthusiastically anticipating results. That is my own creation. And I tell people, feel the fear and join us, right? Because I want to encourage you to feel fabulous and enthusiastic and anticipate results. Because even today I was listening to, I don't know if you know Amy Porterfield.
Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah, yeah.
She is actually an eight-figure earner, eight-figure entrepreneur that used to work for Tony Robbins.
Okay.
And almost 14 years ago, she quit and became an entrepreneur. And today, she was inside of our Kajabi platform doing a live stream for us. And she was talking about mindset. She said, 14 years ago, when I started, I had a lot of fear, and it would take me a week to more to be crying when I used to do programs and nobody used to show up. Right. And then, which surprised me, she was awesome, as she always is. She said, and actually, this just happened to me a month ago. After 14 years, I still have some fears. The thing is, I deal with them differently, she said. And so inside of my summer sales camp, what I do is I go through that and I give some of the things that I use that I've learned from people like Amy Porterfield and so many other people that over the past 14 years I have paid to train with, because I realize that fear feels very real, right? And so I want to invite you to think about it differently, or reframe, as we say in NLP, neuro linguistic programming. What do you think
Right.
about that?
No, I totally get it. And I'm way better at it now than I was, say, a couple of years ago. It's because of all these inspirational books that talked about our lizard brains, our reptilian brains that, want to protect us, right? And that's where we naturally go to, but you got to fight that urge because there's no real threat here. So what are you afraid of?
Absolutely. So let's go back to finishing this. And then I'm going to say a little bit about how anyone watching can still join our summer sales camp. So the A, right, is to agitate. And I already said what happens and how you can do it. So you're kind of talking a little bit more about the problem and adding a little bit more. It's like what people said, add wood to the fire. Is that the saying?
I'm
you
not
know
familiar.
like like just so you're agitating, you're
Right.
talking more about the problem so people can really feel it or think of it depending on how they process information. And then the S in the PAS copywriting formula is to talk about your solution. How do you solve the problem and the agitation that you just reminded me of it, Vidya?
Mhm.
And that's when you say blah blah blah. In this case, this will help you write compelling emails that will help you attract more leads and boost your sales, because that's what you want. And then I specifically say what I'm going to be talking about in this training. You will learn how to write content using one of the copywriting formulas that many seven-figure copywriters use. So now that you see it, do you think you can do it with your sales copy?
Oh, I think yes. You know what? I'm already looking at what I wrote, and I'm going to make it a little bit more persuasive. I did that on my LinkedIn post a couple of months ago, but something was obviously missing. I didn't dig deeper, and maybe my target audience needs to shift a little bit. So, but I do agree that the one I wrote quickly this afternoon needs to be rewritten now.
Absolutely. And would you do me a favor? Would you please send me that when you have it?
Okay, will do.
Because
Will
I do want to check it out. Now,
Okay.
do you have any questions before I briefly go over what you can find, where you can go
You know, I don't
inside our
I don't want
website?
to take your time. The question I had, and you don't have to answer it right now, is putting the dollar cost of that product. Is that advised, not advised? Uh,
What do you think?
I don't know. I want to be straight. I want to talk about it, but I don't know if people don't know, they think it's a lot more expensive than it is.
Right.
But yeah.
So may I suggest that you take a look at what I'm going to share with you, and then you could remark on what I'm going to share with you.
Okay.
So first of all, when you have a website, whatever's new, I suggest you put it at the very top. So you see here,
Right.
I have a little announcement bar, and because I visit it so often, the pop-up doesn't show up, but there's also a pop-up. And that's my newest offering, whatever it's new. So from there, people land in the summer sales camp. And as you see, I call it the Smashingly Simple Sales Camp because I make it simple, right? And I go here and I said, are you frustrated because you cannot build your email list? I talk about a little bit about what we're offering. I actually have 3 previous sessions like this one that you can go and visit. And I'm going to go ahead and put this here. Let me copy it. And it's actually here already. Let me see right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the private chat. I think you get that, right? You got that in the private chat? And I'm also going to share it online with everyone on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
I see that. Yep.
Perfect. Because there you can see 3 other previews that I did, right? Then I talk about who this is for. See?
Yes.
Then I give testimonials. Okay, so I have several testimonials. I reaffirm and reassure people that you can generate consistent sales using this methodology. I let them know a little bit about me. Then I have, so here I had some video of people that is powerful nowadays. Then here I have a few more written, reviews from people. Then I start sharing about all the goodies that I've created. And then I talk a lot about what are the fast action bonus for people who take action. You see them?
Yes, I do.
And then what do you think is here?
Is that an email or of contact information?
Well, but what do you not see in this sales copy?
I'm not seeing price at all.
Exactly. And here's what I did. And look, what is this? My calendar. What that means is that if someone wants to join us, because I want to make sure this is good for them and they're good with the energy of the current group. So what I tell people is that, and this is just one of my strategy sessions, when people do want to hire me outside of this, they can do a 1-hour strategy session. But right now, if you want a 15-minute email marketing session to talk about this particular sales camp, which we are talking not just about email, but email is the place where most people right now need help with. Because like recently, I know you know Lois Kramer, right?
Yes.
She asked me to join her group to speak about email because that is a big issue that many people have. As a matter of fact, Marty in the group where we met, he asked me to do something for his group, the one where you and I met. And I said, well, right now I can't because I am running the sales camp. And then after that, I won't be able to until November because we start with the promotion of our Sales Made Easy conference that is for October 13th, 14th, and 15th. So what I offer is if people want to join this, especially now that we already started, but it's still live, I ask people to just meet with me one-on-one. And that's where we have this discussion. You know why I do this? And by the way, so what do you think about this, first of all?
I like it. I really like this, this scheduling that 15-minute call. I did not do that in my first go around when I tried to get people in June.
Why?
So, I don't know. I didn't know you could do that. I offered them the free one and a very few showed up. I thought it was a pretty persuasive one. I need to go back and look at all of that and compare it.
And how do you feel about this one? I know you say you like it, but tell me more about, do you feel that you could do this like this?
I could absolutely do this, yeah, I could do this. I think we'll have to see.
You can, believe me. And do
Yes.
you feel that it is easier to talk one-on-one? I mean, right now we're live streaming and people will be joining in on the replay. And I can't tell on this platform how many people are on LinkedIn or YouTube, but isn't it easier to just talk like this one-on-one the way we're doing it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Guess what? It is easier for you as the quote unquote salesperson, if we call ourselves that, right? We
Yes.
are service providers, solution provider is the word that I like. And it's also easier for who else?
Even the client. Yeah.
Why? Why do you think it's easier for the client?
They don't have to guess anything. They get a sense of who you are, and they understand your style of delivery, that the trust is building. This is that whole sales process. It's one more contact, to touch point. Yeah.
Exactly. So do you think you can do that?
I could. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm inspired. Thank you, Evie.
It is. And you see how easy it could be. It could potentially be. I don't know. I sometimes say, is it easy or simple? I like the word easy, but easier, simple, it could be. Yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. So for those of you that are watching on the replay or live on YouTube or LinkedIn, if you'd like to find out more about the Summer Sales Camp, you can still join, and you can still join and have us help you live. And of course, the replays of our previous 2 sessions are already inside of our Bizniversity course inside of our website. And so just make sure that you check out that page. Once you do, you'll see my calendar, as I just shared with Vidya. We'll have a one-on-one conversation. If this is for you, I'll tell you yes. If it's not, I'll be the first one to say, no, this is not going to work. And usually it's because you don't have anything to sell. If you don't have anything to sell, then this is not going to work for you. Or if you do not have a business yet, right? And by the way, before we go, I want to make sure that I remind you to join our conversation in Clubhouse. Tomorrow, Thursday at 5:30, we are going to be live on Clubhouse, and we're going to be expanding on the topic of selling for those of us that may feel fearful or do not consider ourselves salespeople, and how building community and relationships is the easiest way for us to serve and share our solutions with people who are currently either aware that they have a problem and are looking for a solution, or for people who may not be aware that they have a problem and they need your education for you to help them to realize that there is a problem. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So is there anything else you want to say before we take off today? And I'm going to put you in the back so you and I can say goodbye before I just let everyone else go.
Thank you. No, I have nothing else to add. This is very good, Evie. Thank you.
I am so grateful that you showed up today, and I appreciate it. I'm going to put you in our green room for just a second, and then I'll join you there in just a sec. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. I am Evie Diaz, Strategic Growth Speaker at Bizniversity.com. I want to remind you to please join our conversation inside of Clubhouse tomorrow, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, please feel free to book some time to meet with me if you are seriously considering joining our summer sales camp, because there's still time for you to join us. And like I said, you can check out all the details of our summer camp right there. So once again, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you on Thursday in Clubhouse at 5:30 and next week right here at 2 p.m. Thank you.
Hello, my name's John Tenza, and I've been a success coach for the last 20 years. I've been a professional realtor for 30 years, and I've taken all kinds of seminars and truly have paid over $100,000 to other experts to help me become better at what I do. I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that Evie Hernandez is in a league of her own.
I just finished a 3-day client attraction retreat with Evie Hernandez, and it was one of the best trainings that I have experienced.
Ease and really having something that is simple, that works. And that's what she gave us: simplicity, ease, the things that work, And it was just the most fantastic experience. And you've got to do it. You got to do it. Got to try it. Buy the replays. Whatever it is, make it happen.